Alrighty! Hello and yellow! It has been a very, very long time, but right now we are going to try again. And that is to do an art stream. I have not done one of these in forever. And I'm like, okay, I think I might be well enough to attempt it. So, that's what we're going to do. And I'm excited. It's been way too long since I've done an art stream. So, I hope that you are joining me. You come in and have fun. Hooray! Thank you so much for coming. I super appreciate you being here. I'm excited to do this again. Oh my goodness, it's been way too long. So today, back for art streams, we're going to be working on some backgrounds for Eldritchrune's ending. And by that I mostly probably mean this shot, the establishing shot, because it's friggin' huge. And there's just a ton going on here, so this one's doing this one's probably going to take a bit. But we will do our best. Oh, I don't need that. 15 should be good. Anyways, hope that your day is going well so far. Also, sorry, I just realized I forgot to put away the crickets again, and the air conditioner is going. If either of those get to be too much, let me know, and I'll remove the crickets. I won't remove the AC. Sorry, it's a little warm today. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really glad that you like it. And also, thank you for joining the stream. I hope things are going well for you. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to see much of Chris in this stream, because this is all backgrounds today. But they gotta get done. So, especially since, like, backgrounds are just like the, okay, I gotta do them thing. Being able to just, like, talk during them, helps them go a lot faster. And I'm doing them, once again, in Storyboard Pro, because Storyboard Pro has very good, everyone's favorite. Detailed backgrounds, which are going to go by immediately and nobody's going to linger on. You spend all this time on them, but if you don't have them, it kind of sucks, or at least I'm super used to having them. So I'm just like, well, I gotta do these. That's what I gotta do, whether I want to or not. Yeah, I'm debating which regular Eldritchrune, because this is from the ending, but I'm debating which regular scene I want to do next, and I'm leaning towards the Jevil fight, although that one is going to be messy. Unfortunately, that might have a gore warning, which I don't know if I've really done much of that yet so far, so I'm like, oof, challenge. Oh, fun! I'm glad you're doing some fan stuff. Especially fun to do it with friends. I was talking recently with some friends from back home. Back home I mean like in the States, because I'm in Canada. But I went with some college friends, and when we were in college, we were all staying together at my parents' place. Oops, I keep getting my wrong hotkeys. We were staying together at my parents' place, and we ended up doing this like giant fanfic project together. Now, to be fair, not much actual writing on the fic got done. I think it was mostly me and like one other person out of 6 that would do the writing, because I like doing the actual work of it, but mostly they wanted to plan. But like, we would do all this like planning and kind of pseudo RPing and discussion and stuff for that kind of this fanfic that never got finished, that was just way too massive. And it was just like one of the most fun, like looking back, I'm like, that was one of the most fun times in my life. That was such a good time. Just like being creative with a group of friends that you live with practically, like, it's really good. And I miss that. If I could do that again, I absolutely would. I would do that again. Hello, thank you for coming. Yes, it has been a while. It has been a while since I've done an art stream. For games, I've mostly been doing Disco Elysium, which I think I'm more than halfway through with now. If it's a 5-day thing, I'm on day 4, so it's going along. And then when Disco Elysium's done, I will probably do Outer Tale, because that is finished and it looks very good. And I want to do Outer Tale, although I hope they fix that memory leak problem. And then after Outer Tale, I don't know, I could go off of, there's Mother 3, although also you recommended Secret of Evermore, and then also I saw Dork's video on Moon RPG Remix, like that was basically Toby's inspiration for Undertale, and that looked really good, and I'm like, oh, I should try that. So we have a lot of options. But meanwhile, we also have a lot of work to do on Eldritchrune and various other things. Again, I forgot to move the crickets. They're chirping away. If they're too loud, let me know, and I will banish them to the bathroom, which is what I usually do. Also, I'm going to try and do ads a little differently this time. Like, usually I just kind of let them auto-run. I'm going to try and run them during my stretch breaks, because the stretches that the physiotherapist gave me to do are a little different from before. And I won't be able to talk much during them, so it'd be nice to just run the ads during that when I, like, it's a lot of, like, stuff with my neck and shoulders and stuff I can't talk during it. Oh boy. That's a fascinating story with Chris and Moon Deity. Yes, I was talking about Moon RPG. That was the one I was talking about. So I'd only vaguely heard that, and then, yeah, again, I saw Dork's video on it, and that sold me on it. And I was like, okay, I actually want to, like, check this out and see how it is, especially since there's, like, this kind of claymation thing going on with part of it, and I love claymation. I think every animator has, like, a certain fondness for claymation, because it's just pure craft. It takes so much time to do. Oh, cool. Did you start it? That sounds good. Yeah, it just looked cool. So, I might do that again after Outer Tale, because I wanted to do Outer Tale after Disco Elysium, which I'm still working on. I knew it would be kind of a slow game, because it's a lot of talking, but still going. At least there haven't been that many dead people in there yet, just 2 that we know of so far. But for that, I chose like the intelligence build. So, and then like did a bunch of like other stuff. So basically, I'm a pretentious asshole, but I'm getting a ton of experience from being a pretentious asshole. But also, I'm really bad with people and can't punch worth anything. That was the build I chose. So we'll see how that goes. That's totally fair. Totally fair. I will not spoil anything. I'm having a good time with it. Love the art for it. And a significant amount of world building, but yeah. I've heard it can go very differently if you choose different builds. A drawing stream for the first time in forever. Just like the Frozen song. Again, we're mostly working on backgrounds today. I have a ton of them to do. I have like 18 pages worth. Well, almost 18 pages worth that I've roughed for the Eldritchrune ending. So, this is a nice way I can make progress on that without giving too many spoilers. I'm trying to slowly yet surely make progress on that, just kind of chip away at progress for that. Famous Uzi Fly modder. Oh wait, how have you modded Undertale Yellow? Although I've never actually played much modded games myself. I probably should sometime. And modding in progress. That's pretty cool. Are you modding on Undertale Yellow now, or are you modding on a different game? The most I've ever done in terms of modding was like, I don't know who it was, but back when I was doing a computer animation school, somebody got a hold of like a bunch of Kingdom Hearts 2 models and textures. And I was like, oh wow, I can change the texture of this character's hair. And that was about it. How are you modding it? How are you changing it? Oh my goodness, talk dialogues. That's a lot of them. Oh, cool. Oh, that's nice, yeah. So you basically have more dialogue options for going around with people. I guess if you want to have like Starlo or Dolv in your party. Or Martlet. Yeah, I like being able to talk to Martlets. Game dialogue. It's fun to fight. Okay, no Starlo. Which two are you adding? Martlet and maybe somebody else? So I know you get Martlet a little bit in that one part, but Martlet and Soroba. Okay. Makes sense. That's pretty fun. And speaking of game dialogue, the other day I was reminded of, I had it in my head, I'm like, I want to make a, big, indie RPG like Undertale. And I wrote like a ton of dialogue for it, but I never quite did anything with that. I did some art and I wrote a bunch of dialogue for it. I think it would have been way too complex to pursue as a first game, but I was looking back at that and I was like, man, I'm sorry, I'm sad I can't do anything with this. I like these characters. They're funny and fun. Maybe someday I'll do something with them. Oh, you're not hogging the chat. It's all good. Literally, probably got like a 50-page document just sitting full of game dialogue and stuff that I'm like, well, this is here, and I don't know if I have the strength to ever turn it into anything. Okay. Making games is hard. Who would have guessed that? Drawing background's also annoying, but at least I know how to do that. Video games is hard? Shocking, but true. Man, why is my bitrate so bad? That's terrible. Goodness gracious. Oh yeah, they got it printed from their imagination. That's why AI stuff can obviously do this. You just pass it on to a computer to do the thing. How hard could it possibly be? Just like an animation. It's like, oh, I just hit the animate button and now my job's done. How easy was that? You're leaking all the industry secrets. Dun dun dun. Why can't you just record the characters doing stuff? Man, it's always fun when you get like a director who's come from live action and it's like, okay, I can do stuff in animation. I've done live action. How hard can it be? And then they're just like, if they don't like something, they'll be like, well, can you reshoot this? And it's like, we didn't shoot it. We drew it. We drew it in the computer. If you want a new scene, we can't just do the same thing and, from a different angle. We have to do everything. That's why we have storyboards, so that if you want to change in how it looks, you can pick that up early. Can you turn the camera slightly left? No. No, we cannot. Can you use the B-roll? No, we don't have B-roll. All we have is what we have. My bitrate's terrible. Sheesh. Rotates image slightly to the left. Yeah, there you go. We did it. Well, some of these guys will be like, perfect, just what I wanted. They don't actually know what they want, they just want to feel like they're a part of the process. It's like, my dude, my guy, you aren't good at this. Please leave this to people who are. Okay, whatever. Battle system code. Oh goodness. I would not know how that works. Like that one Twitter exchange or whatever where somebody's like, Toby, you have like 95 if cases in this one thing? And he's like, I don't know how to code, lol. I'm like, well, it still works. We couldn't begin to tell you how. Yeah, I don't know, or was it like 900 if cases, all like in a document of like just if cases over and over again. Yeah, 1,000 case if statement. That's probably how I would program it. I'm like, okay, I understand what an if thing is. I'll just do that all the time. Booleans? Lists? No, if statements. All the time. Or switch statements. Okay. I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to remember, like, the little time I kind of poked into, like, trying to figure out game design. I was trying to do some tutorials, and they're like, here's all the different, you know, programming things you can do in Game Maker. There's... I can't remember, but there's like 6 of them, they said. There's like switch statements, I guess there's lists, booleans, which still kind of sound like switches, I don't know. I don't remember all the rest of them. Oh, sheesh. Come on, wrist. Don't be a problem for a big break. Using Scratch? I don't know, I've never heard of that. Yeah, I guess some stuff would mostly stay the same. If it works, you know? The fundamentals of programming can be very transferable. I will say, the few times I've tried to learn it, I feel like a total idiot. Maybe I've just not been taught it right. Because, like... Yeah, I probably need like the kids programming site. Basically, the one time I tried to learn code stuff in a serious manner, it's already for an animation class. So they're like, okay, we're going to teach you Mel and Python for, you know, working with animation. And I was like, okay, here I go. I'm going to try and learn Mel and Python. These are some important languages. It'll be useful to know code. And that stuff just completely slid out of my brain. I could not hold on to it. Oh, original stories are fun, though. Whatever you want to write, you should write. Exactly. We just need to find each other and combine our powers. When your powers combine, you can make silly things. Yeah, whether it's fan stuff or original, it's good to make things. It's good for you. They will find each other in every universe, but it's programmer and artist. I would read that, Soulmates AU. Because usually Soulmates, I'm like, who cares? But programmer and artist power? There you go, now you're cooking. The problem is I can't even really reuse this background much. I've kind of copy-pasted it, but it got changed along the way, so I'm like, okay. When you wrist a tattoo, the first words your soulmate will say to you, hey, want to make a game? Do you think we hire each other for projects in every universe? I don't know, Kara. That sounds a little far-fetched. Hand and unable to make a game hand. Indeed. Ain't that the truth? My dinky little fences going around here. Yeah, I still do this stuff in Storyboard Pro because it is easier to do straight lines here than in Photoshop, ironically enough. Yeah. Oh, thanks so much. Thank you. I know, it's so nice to talk to people again. I missed it. Like, doing stuff with the games is fun, but I feel like I can't talk to people as well because I'm usually distracted playing the game because, you know, I ain't one of them speedrunners. It's usually a game I haven't played before, so I have to kind of pay attention. So I'm sure I miss stuff, but drawing is a little bit more instinctual, so I can participate more. And I'm sure this looks kind of fuzzy right now, but it should look better once I clear out a bit. True. Thus far, it has mostly been talking to people. I haven't tried any of the physical altercations yet because my build is very not physical. Again, I'm the pretentious asshole who knows a lot of useless trivia. Can't punch. Bad with people. But I get money every time I learn a useless fact, so woohoo! Wish I could do that in real life. I know. Only I could do them all. At one point I thought, man, you know, it'd be really fun to speedrun a game, but I don't know if I can dedicate the hours it requires to get good at that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure. Definitely that's a game that gets into a lot of heavy topics. And sometimes the options you have are just like none of them are good and you're like, "Oh no. Do I be an asshole or a worse asshole? There are no good options." So it's understandable there's like uncomfortable topics there. Wait, how do people do runs that take 2 hours? I am taking so long to do everything. Because I'm doing like all the side quests, and I talk to like all the people, and I'm trying to get all the lore I can because there's just so much dang lore. Become a street busker whose talent is dispensing trivia and autism. Do such jobs exist? Yeah, I can't imagine doing that game in 2 hours. Good grief, what are you doing? Blasting through it. Oh yeah, Celeste, it feels like that was kind of like intended to feel good as a speedrun. Because, you know, if you're good at the platforming stuff, you can just like pew, pew, pew through it. Also, man, my little brother and his husband, they want to do a little Christmas thing. They like doing like all this, you know, fancy family holiday stuff, and they're like, hey, we want to do like a little magazine. You should write us, you know, a couple paragraphs on how your year has been, and, you know, what places have you gone, and what have you done? And I'm like, sure, okay. And I'm trying to think, I'm like, what have I done this year? Mostly have medical problems. Ugh. There's been a lot of medical stuff this year. I don't know if that's very fun to talk about. Not in a Christmas letter, anyway. Yeah, so I spent a lot of money at the dentist, and I spent a lot of money at this place, and I spent a lot of money on that. Job search. Did you find a job? No. Ugh. My condolences. That is not fun. Job searching is the worst feeling. I hate it. It's been so long having to do that, because when I first graduated from the animation program, all fresh and ready, it was the end of 2008. So, there was nothing. There was nothing for years. It was a really hard time. I need master's degree for this janitor position, seriously. At that point I have a degree in picking stuff up. Here I go. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm really good at, like, timing-based gameplay or not. Like, I like rhythm games. I don't know if I'm very good at them. But I don't know if you would call that timing-based. Like, precision platforming, I don't feel very good at. Well, that's good. It's, like, you know, at least lenient for the hitboxes. I certainly wouldn't mind trying Celeste sometime. It looks really good. But I don't know if I would do that on stream or not, because I feel like I would be pretty bad and I would suck, and it would be embarrassing. I keep falling off the mountain over and over again. Accessibility features are really good, though. I'm glad they have those. The Angry Ghost of 3,000 Madeleines. That would be my run, yep. I'm coming for you. Yeah, I remember, like, Stanley Parable, the new deluxe version, had accessibility features, which was pretty neat. Stuff I did not even know about. It's just nice to be like, hey, we've thought of this. Here's something in case you need it. That's just good design. Bumpscosity. that's a word. It's a word I wish I could use more often in real life. Okay. Almost time for me to take a little stretch break. I probably should do that now. How far have we gotten? A third of the way through this? Okay. Forgetting about the bucket. The bucket? What is the bucket? Everyone needs... Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. I thought you meant for Celeste for a second. And I'm like, is there a bucket in Celeste? You meant, like, the Stanley Parable bucket. That is true. Everyone needs a bucket. With stickers on it so you know it's Stanley's. I still love that moment when it was like the bucket version of everything. And I did the basement ending where he like goes in a loop and collapses and dies. And just like the lady was like, this man didn't have his bucket. Luckily I do. And backflipped all the way to work. It just killed me. Yes, she thought my life kicks ass. I just lost it. It was so good. I love that one. Like, I could not stop laughing at that. She runs from Stanley. Stanley jumps up, nabs her bucket. She's like, no, my bucket. Stanley is trans now. That makes total sense. True. Okay, I'm gonna try and run an ad here while I do my stretches. I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Hopefully you can see me. Oh, Rain World. Oh, so I realized the ads are only for a minute. I might have to make them longer. What I've seen of Rain World is really cool. I actually really like the soundtrack. It's one of like my inspiration soundtracks for Anthrofractal, for example. I don't think I could play Rain World just because that looks so punishing. It's like precision platforming, and also things are just unfair because that's like the point and how the world works. So, whew. Even just like watching a playthrough of Vanilla Rain World, I'm like, this is really cool, but that's really stressful. Video games for masochists, yeah, pretty much. So I will just appreciate Rain World from afar. I know they came out with like all that extra content recently with Downpour. You can play as like a bunch of different slug cats. That's pretty neat. Yeah, yeah. I need to watch like another lore video after like the new stuff came out, because I think I kind of saw one and I was like, this is cool. I have no clue who these characters all are. Like I know there's, you know, the various slug cats you can play as, and then there's the iterators, but there's like a bunch of them and I kind of forget how they all relate to each other. And yeah, I need like a nice good explainer on like the background and the lore and stuff. Extreme content FF14. Wait, what is extreme FF14 content? Is it like really hard raid bosses? Might need to give my muscles in between my thumb and my finger a pinch. Harder raids? Okay. That's pretty cool. Oh man, that is a challenge. But not usually for like the raid bosses, you have to have like a big team, so it's not just you have to be like in a big challenge, it's like all your team does too, and then I guess they all have to be working together. That's pretty challenging. That's pretty crazy. I'm continuously shocked by the breadth of what you can do in FF14. It's like, here, we did this mod, so we have like, I don't know, it's crazy. Oh, the most challenging thing about D&D too. Scheduling. Yeah, that part's always hard. I feel like it's one of the things where, like, if you can get it to work, you make incredibly good friends. But then if it doesn't work, it, like, hits really hard. Because, like, I'm still friends with people I met when I used to RP. And back then it was, like, LiveJournal RP. Multi-fandom, jam jars, all that stuff. And I made some really good friends with that. But, that can be really stressful, for sure. Yeah, sometimes you just want to, like, write stuff for yourself, which is all fine. Not everything has to be shared. I've certainly got some things I've written or drawn where I'm like, this is for me, and not for sharing. I feel like there's probably this expectation of, like, if you make a thing, you have to, you know, make it for consumption. And it's like, well, no, you don't. You can make a thing just for the sake of making it. Oh, it was just like real life. Oh. Kissy Cutie. Oh. Kissy Cutie was insane. Yeah, it's true. It's really tiring having to deal with the whole, but can you sell it? And if you can sell it, you have to be able to sell it to the maximum number of people. And it's like, no. Content creator, blah, blah, blah. That's what I say to that. Just say what you mean, artist. Video maker, whatever. That is true. It is really nice to be validated for things you make. It's a big part of why we make them. But I do think it's a mistake when it's like, the only validation that matters is money. And, no. That is not true. Yeah, there's so much expectation to it now. sometimes I think, oh man, it would be nice to just, you know, do commissions and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, ugh, but then I have to like be constantly putting myself out there and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, there's some advantages to working in a studio system where, no, you don't get to really draw what you want, but work is steady. People are, you know, they're pretty clear about what they want. And you only have to make a few people happy with it. And once they're happy, then, you know, it goes on. Well, that sucks. Yeah, that can happen. If you get something that gets like really popular, it gets kind of weird, and you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this level of feedback on it. That's a crazy feeling. And then you got these new pressures of like, oh no, I have to do this again. Ah! I feel so bad for the Flappy Bird creator. That's awful. That is an awful situation. Yeah, I think Toby was really smart to be like, I am not engaging with the internet more than I need to. Smart choice. Well, no, the thing with the Flappy Bird creator, it's not that he got tired of the fame. He basically made this game for fun. Realized that, oh, this is like an addiction for people. People are, you know, neglecting their lives because they keep playing this game. And he didn't like that. He felt really bad about it. And so he pulled it. He's like, I don't want this to be a thing that hurts people. This was just supposed to be for fun. And then these stupid NFT bro grifters stole the IP out from under him. Because they ain't gonna respect anybody. Yeah, basically the creator of Flappy Bird, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there were death threats. But from the way I understand it, yeah, basically he made this fairly simple game just as a means, you know, to have fun and try things. And people got so obsessed with it that, you know, they were treating it like an obsession or addiction kind of thing, and that was not what he wanted, so he's like, never mind. You know, I don't want to deal with this level of attention anymore, especially if this is hurting people, so I'm just going to take this off. That's the problem, is that the IP didn't necessarily get stolen. It's just like he didn't renew the license IP for it, so it was up for grabs. So other people just took it without having to even do anything. That's why it was such a long wait between, like, you know, when Flappy Bird was taken down and this new NFT nonsense. Was basically the copywriter IP or whatever got lapsed after enough time. And some assholes just swooped in and took it. And he can't do anything about it because, like, they didn't technically do anything illegal. It's pretty, like, it's one of those things that's necessary but also bogus. Because on the one hand, it can help protect a small-time creator. On the other hand, like, people with way more money than they need can easily just bend it to do what they want, whether or not it's for the artistic good. And that sucks. Yeah, live action remakes are, can't wait for those to die. Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. It's like once Flappy Bird got pulled, like, people were just selling their phones that already had Flappy Bird installed. I guess kind of the same thing happened with PT. That one got pulled, and so if you had a PlayStation with PT on it, like, you could sell that, because that was the only way to play PT then. Oh yeah, I'm sure for, like, there's a lot of things where, like, I look back on it. Yeah, that happened with some Abandonware. Because I remember some games I had to uninstall because I realized I was spending way too much time on them, and I'm like, okay, this is actually not healthy for me, physically or mentally. So I have to remove this for my own good. But that's like a hard thing to do if you are in a mindset where you almost can't do that. Yeah. I don't know how well all those clones did, though. People can usually sniff out a clone and not terribly interested in them. It's a distraction. That's true. What I like those kinds of like mindless games for is when I'm on an airplane. Because then it's like, because those things are such time wasters, it makes flying on a plane go a lot faster. You're like, oh, I was doing this for like 3 hours and we're here. Huzzah. So I know the airline I often fly on does this, but I don't know if they all do. I wish they all would. Just like have those little like monitors in the back of the seat, and you can like play games on them. And I'm just like, well, it's time to spend 3 hours playing Bejeweled, because you know what? This will turn off my brain for many hours, and I'll forget I'm on an airplane in this weird sardine can in the sky. Oh, like a Brickles kind of thing? Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember this house is the ghost house. No, that's frustrating. I don't even know how to play Sudoku. I guess I should learn at some point. Yeah, the one I'm usually on has a bunch of stuff, but it also has like Candy Crush or whatever, and or Bejeweled and Solitaire. So those two can usually keep me busy. Oh yeah, those Steam Decks look interesting. Honestly, if I got another console, I'd probably rather get like a Steam Deck than a PS5. I used to get them as the expensive Kingdom Hearts machine, and now it's like, well, I don't quite need to do that anymore, so okay. Oh, sheesh. There's not much in-between space there. Those are both really difficult. Ah, jeez. Get out of here. Get out of here, please. Stupid bot. Get lost. Sorry, give me a sec to block. And there they go. Be gone. Mr. Electric, kill them! Oh, jeez. I would not want a Switch, but every game requires a subscription service. Got enough of those. Thank you! Mods, crush their skull. I still love that one thing I said, like, saying mods is basically the equivalent of saying, gods! Destroy them! Thank you for subscribing. I super appreciate it. Hope things are going well for you. Gods, ban him from the chat room. No, my liege. Guards, start a poll. That should be the new trend. Just call your mods guards. not done, well, you could subscribe again. Then you'll get the fancy icon again. Yeah, Mr. Electric, kill him! Still very good. What a weird, weird movie. Awesome! I would definitely like to be doing more art streams if I can keep at it okay. Although, we'll see how things go in October. It's apparently going to be a very busy month for me. Like, socially and adulting-wise, I'm looking at my schedule and I'm like, ah! I would not eat a Mr. Beast Lunchable. I just would not do that. That does not sound appetizing, especially since I don't like energy drinks. I'm already really bad with caffeine. I think an energy drink would just straight up kill me. Banish out of that place. Somebody's got to have done that already. That'd be really funny. Yeah, it makes me suspicious. I'm like, my dudes, are you following all the regulations on this? Because I kind of am not sure you are. Where are you all at, Zeron? I don't know. I mean, it's an energy drink, so it's got a lot of caffeine in it, right? Isn't that kind of the point? Didn't it have like a ridiculous amount of caffeine? Like Panera Bread lemonade kind of levels of caffeine. It was like really not great. Like literally just recently, I got myself a coffee or something. So I'm like, oh, I kind of want I was like a little mocha. It wasn't even like a full coffee. It was just a mocha. And I was like, okay, I haven't had one of these in a while. So I had one. And later that afternoon, I was like, I feel really bad. Ugh, I feel kind of ill. What's going on? Then I was like, oh, I remember I had caffeine. Jeez. Yeah, that's what I mean, the can one. Isn't it an energy drink? Isn't that what it is? I'm sure that's the case. And just of all, like, business ventures to go into, kids' lunches? Is that really lucrative? I don't know. Science kids. Let's see. Yeah. We're still on this first panel. I knew this was going to take a while. That's just the reality of it. I hope I can at least get this page done today. Huh, interesting. You know what I always kind of wanted as a kid, but never really got? I want one of those like little archaeology kits where it's like, dig up this dinosaur bone. And we hid in a block of sand or something like that. I mean, that sounds fun. I'm sorry, I gotta do it. We have to set the scene. That's the point of the background. Also, I was a background artist for 2 years, so that ruined me. Now I'm like, I can't help it. I have to draw the background. That's what it is. Oh my goodness, the ball pit. That's probably how I first ruined my wrist. So I was drawing like a bajillion bajillion spheres, circles over and over again. I couldn't stop. Backgrounds aren't that scary once you get to know them. Dinosaur egg oatmeal. True. Papyrus agrees. It's important to learn perspective. It's like eating your art veggies. I probably could stand some, like, training again. It's been a while. I have a background in backgrounds, I do. Yes, eat your art. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, nom, nom. See, it's like too many lighting layers. Ain't that the truth? That's usually where all the layers go. Oh no, I gotta do a shadow here. Oh no, I should do this overlay. Oh, I had another overlay on this thing. And I remember this one background I had to work on for work when I was doing it. It was like a cityscape. It was like a really long background that was like a cityscape from high up, so it was like 3-point, slightly fisheye perspective. That was a bit of a time. Like sometimes you gotta do that, and sometimes it's like rocks. Huzzah! Rocks are calming. They're just lumps. But yeah, the 3-point perspective cityscape, a little hard. Rocks would never hurt you until they're thrown at your head. Ah! Sticks and stones may break my bones, but backgrounds will never hurt you. Yeah, exactly. Gray shapes, textures. You can throw on some speckles. And there you go. It's all good. Yep. My family group chat is popping off. Hopefully for good reasons. Yep, that's how you do it. You gotta draw all those things that are in the background. Turns out there's a lot of stuff in the world. That's how art works. That is definitely the advantage of writing over, drawing stuff. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just describe what's in their bedroom. That'll take me like what, a paragraph? You want to draw that though? That's gonna take you a day. You animate that even longer. No. That's the issue though, is that backgrounds are important because they help set the scene. If everything was just in a gray void all the time, it wouldn't be very interesting. And you would know a little less about the characters or the world they inhabit. Yeah, perspective and anatomy are both difficult things, for sure. They take a lot of practice. There's the holiday house. Such a scene, so many details. Wow. Wow. mostly generic upright pose. I know, I feel like I'm behind on a lot of my art stuff. I haven't done much like anatomy practice or perspective practice in a while. And that is part of the problem with doing storyboards all the time, is that because you have to draw a lot of things quickly, like, accuracy is not the most important thing. It's like, are things in the correct place? Is this vaguely correct? Good enough. Yeah, dynamic posing, you fix that by doing more life drawing. By drawing people from real life. Oh, that's not very fun. Typing over and over again. I probably have the opposite problem with that in terms of comes to writing. I'm like, I don't want to edit it. I wrote it, it's done. And I'm sure things would be better if I edited things more extensively. Or got somebody to edit them for me. Whee! We're getting along with this dang thing. Great. I'm trying to remember how long it took me to rough this thing. Even then, the inking's going faster than the roughing is. Oh no. It felt wrong to type. Oh no. Interiors. Those are a pain in the butt. I am not fond of interiors. I don't know if I like interiors or exteriors more, but I'm gonna guess I like exteriors more. Interiors can be very challenging. Much exaggerated. Trade your problems. We should be able to trade problems in real life. That would be cool. There's water all over my shirt. No! Alfie's out and she's watching me on her hammock. She's a good girl. She's a sweet little girl. Let's see. This big dumb fortress over here. Ah. I did make like a map for this area, though I'm not quite following it all the way, but I'm trying. Trying my best. Ugh. It's true, she has been my first Twitch viewer. She's always here to watch and go, do you have any bugs? Tiny sub badge. Oh, girl, I should give you a tiny sub badge. You would not wear it, but I should give it to you anyway. Because that would be really cute. I hope these exercises that I've been doing. Well, speaking of, I just realized I need to take an exercise break. Time flies. Okay, we're making progress. We're almost done with that dang thing. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm trying to do different exercises that my physiotherapist gave me. But he said it looks like I'm just about healed, so yay! Well, the needles stuck into my muscles did something. I'm glad about that. Because they hurt. Last time I saw him, he's like, "Do you want the needles?" And I'm like, well, no, I'll do them if I need them. And he's like, "No, it's okay." So I'm like, okay. Feels very, very weird. But it does work, so I'll take them. Basically they're kind of acupuncture. He'll find certain, like, points, pressure points by my muscles, or in my muscles, or where the nerves are or something. And basically you get pricked with the needle there, and the needle is kind of like twisted or moved around a bit, and it feels really, really weird. Like, it's not even like the same thing as, like, you know, you get a needle thing for, you know, vaccine or whatever. This is like these jolts going through your muscles, like involuntary jerking motions or twitching motions. And he would do these in my arm, in my hand, and in my shoulders and neck. And they felt they ratatouille'd me. They did. And the sad thing is that it works. It hurts, yes, but not in the way you would expect. Like, I'm sitting there like, I'm making noises like a wounded puppy, but it hurts in a weird way. And I'm going to run an ad while I do my other stretches, and I'll be back. I am back. I also got a muffin. Nom 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 nom. Wow. You know, stuck up. Wow. Alrighty. I am back to it. Woo. We'll see how far we get. Hello, thank you so much for coming and thank you for being subscribed. I super duper appreciate it. And yeah, I am slowly getting back into it. Wrist is still not perfect. It is manageable, but it needs to, but my physiotherapist is like, hey, this is about healed, so you should be good to go. So I'm just trying to make sure that I keep up with my wrist exercises and stretches and all that. Progress! We like progress. Especially since I'm basically back to full time in like, not next week, but the week after. So yay! Definitely have lost a good chunk of money having to not work for a while and then also paying for therapy and all that. And they did not cover my stuff, which sucks. But you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, it's nice to be back doing art streams again, even if now it's mostly just working on this one background that is taking quite a while. That's okay. Oh my goodness. I think one of my little brothers is like picked the date for their wedding. Okay, how close am I to finishing Disco Elysium? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I am like 3/5 of the way through, I would say, because I think it's you have like 5 days to solve the case kind of thing, and I'm on day 4, so I'm getting there, but I tend to take a long time doing everything, so I don't know when I'll finish. I did actually look up a few things that I need to do, so I'm like, okay, I'll put my skill points into that. I am in double digits. I think the longest other game things I've run before was like Earthbound took a while, so did Amori. I don't know if this will be the longest one or not. At least so far. But yeah, then after that will be Outer Tail. That'd be a lot to binge though, I imagine. But thank you for coming to the art stream. I do appreciate it. Oh, it's like ground here. That makes sense. Like, what is that? Ugh. What did I draw on my own picture? Who knows? It's a mystery. Yeah. Oh, there's too much time to do stuff. There's not enough time to do stuff, because like, it'd be fun to do more Slay the Princess, but I also wanted to play Outer Tail, and I also wanted to do Moon RPG. If I do Outer Tail after Disco Elysium, it will not end up nicely. I don't know when I'll do more Slay the Princess, because I've got so many other things that I want to tackle. Like, I'd like to, but there's just a lot. Not enough time. So many games, so little time. That's why I'm always a little bit like, oh, people are like, oh, we need chapters 3 and 4 for Deltarune. We don't have anything. And it's like, my dude, this fandom is so prolific. It puts out so much stuff in terms of like comics, fan games, music, videos. You'll be okay waiting. There's plenty to do in the meanwhile. We are spoiled for choice. Yeah, it does look interesting. I'm curious to see what creative choices they make. I heard there's like a super extra pacifist route, basically, that kind of gets fanficky and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably the one I'll go for. I don't usually go for Geno runs anyway, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how different neutral would be, but I would like to try for the super duper pacifist. Pacifist plus, I guess. The main thing I heard is a problem is that there's a memory leak, so you have to quit and save often, and I don't know if they fixed the memory leak. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of quality content out there. It'll keep you busy for a good long while. There's a lot of junk too, but there's a lot of quality stuff too. Those are massive fandom crossovers. Of course, you can't forget, Amori. Gotta have that in there too. And yeah, definitely in Stars in Time. I don't know, I just saw when Shay was playing it that he mentioned that there was a memory leak problem. So I guess, like, you can't play it for too long or else it might crash. But if you stop and quit and then go it again, that'll, help with the memory leak. Time loop angst gang, rise up. Indeed. Poor Sifrin. Who has the most time loop angst? Even though it's not a competition. Oh boy, we're still gonna dig. Oh yeah, Pacifist for Undertale Yellow is really good. But it's sad. It's sad. Yeah, man. Just like, oh. I definitely don't think I could do the Geno run for Undertale Yellow, because I've seen that boss battle, and I'm like, how are y'all doing that? That's insanely difficult. That looks harder than Sans to me. The game doesn't hurt me, I don't want it. That's how you know you care about the characters. Like the Geno boss battle looks really cool, but it just looks so hard. Yeah, ending fight in Pacifist. Ugh. Did you do normal Pacifist or flawed Pacifist? Because there are different Pacifist endings, depending on if you spare Saroba or not. I did not do the flawed one myself. What's the minimum number of loops you can do in Stars in Time to win? I know I've probably done a couple, but... Oh yeah, Axis is pretty hard. That too. Yeah, basically, if you spare Saroba, you get True Pacifist. If you do not spare Saroba, you get Flawed Pacifist. 16 loops, good grief, that's not that many. That is not many at all. I can't remember how many I did. I think I ended up with like 50, I guess. Maybe it was less. Maybe it was like 30. I don't know. I don't remember. But I know I missed stuff. Like apparently there was a secret boss battle you could do once you were in like Act 5 or Act 6, but I missed it. Aww. I don't want to pull the trigger, Clover. I'm very sad. They could never survive working minimum wage. Well, who's to say that people who are, you know, haven't gone time loop crazy? Well, I like how there's a whole arc for Sifrin where he's like, time loops, that's bad. Then he's like, okay, this is fine. I'm doing fine. I can handle this. And then later it's like, no, I can't. That's true. I guess he's kind of getting stuff from beating Zadnesses. Do you get money from that? I don't remember. Same, bro. Welcome to Wendy's. I don't know. And then when stuff did break the loop, it was pretty bad. Okay, I just forgot then. You do get experience, but I guess you don't get money. I mean, what do you have to spend it on, really? So, no point in that. Man, this is a Wendy's. Honestly, Saroba's pretty hard in Pacifist, too. I think I turned on easy mode after I kept losing the access. Saroba, you are extremely selfish. Die. I am 7 years old. I like fire trucks and drawing. I always figure the Undertale kids are around like 10, 11. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. You can't do that. Fire attack. I'm not sure if it's easier to do it with the controller or with the keyboard. I think it might be with the keyboard. At least, although I did do it, I think, on the PS4 recently, and that all went pretty well, all things considered. I beat the secret bosses, too. Oh, yeah. If your keyboard X key isn't working, it's very hard to play Undertale and Deltarune. That would follow. Yay! A finish! This stupid giant establishing shot only took like what, an hour and a half? Whee! On to the next panel. Oh, good grief. That was a lengthy one. Woo! Establishing shot! Yay! Onward we go to other backgrounds. Yeah, that's probably the most detailed background so far. And it does get repeated a few times, but I can't really reuse that version of it, so... bleh. Yeah, if I can just get one page done today, that would be nice. Please, sir, can I have one page? FPS announcer voice. Establishing shot. Bam, bam. It feels like a headshot sometimes. Oh, that's not great. It should be something that, you know, isn't too hard to hold. Or that kids can hold. Especially for long periods of time. I feel like a lot of game designers don't think about, hey, kids have to play this. Please design with them in mind. Smarter, it's smart. Like, if you can reuse work you've done before, do it. There is no point in, like, you know, drawing everything again just for the sake of doing it, unless you're trying to make a point with that. Like, just reuse it. I do that in my literal job all the time when I can. That's kind of expected. Like, can you reuse this? Sure, great. Now we don't have to do another one. You can't always, but when you can, do it. But it'd be silly to be like, no, you have to draw every background from scratch all the time. I would simply not do that. Yeah, true. That saved me 2 hours. I spent that 2 hours, I don't know, watching a TV show instead, cooking a delicious meal. Yeah, I haven't seen Invincible. I don't know if I could handle it. It looks pretty violent. I'm sure it's good, but that looks quite bloody. Yep. Definitely it stands out more times than others, like the Disney movies that reuse animation from or at least like the movement from previous movies with new characters. And again, time saver. They were. And the problem is they did that pretty much to just like steal quarters from kids. Because the kids want to get good at the game and we gotta put a quarter in order to play. And that's where they got all their money from. The poor kid just shoving quarters in there. Even though it probably is nice that, you know, arcades were a bit more of a social space. Now we just do everything at home. For better or worse. But yeah, those things were absolutely designed to just wring money out of you. Not super good. Pretty much lives are a holdover from that. Like, if a video game has lives, it's like, well, why do these have lives? You don't need these anymore. But you had lives in an arcade game because, you know, that's how many times you can try before you have to put in another quarter and start over. And that's not very neat. This is not a place of fun. This is a place of honor. Get good or get lost. I'm sure there were some people who thought that way. And also, give me your lunch money. That's the important part. Give me your lunch money. When I was a little kid, you would go to, I don't remember if it was just Toppers, but it was this was a Round Table Pizza. I would go there with my family. And it was, you know, really cool pizza place. It was all dark and, you know, neat stuff on the walls. And you'd get a big pizza with those plastic glasses with your soda. And they just had a line of arcade cabinets against the wall, which my parents never gave us quarters for. They're like, no, we don't want you to do that. So my brother and I would just go back there and just, like, watch all the, you know, the menu screens or the start screens for the games and not play them. It was fun to go back there and watch them. This guy's never played Dragon's Lair. That was a big deal back in the day. I really liked H. Bomber Guy's video essay on Dragon's Lair and Rick Dyer and the Halcyon. Great name for a console that never came out. So if you haven't seen that one, I'd recommend it. It's actually one of my favorite video essays of his. I really like the Dragon's Lair essay. Feels relevant. I watched someone else play. that was part of the problem with Dragon's Lair is that like you know, because like the animation looked really cool, but once you figured out how to do it, like there's not much replay value. You know exactly what to do. And it was an expensive cabinet because it had a laser disc. Yeah, I didn't eat lunch at the school very often. My parents would usually make us a lunch. Or I would make my own lunch when I got old enough. But usually they would make us a lunch. And we would not eat the school lunches. A lot of dead ends. That's how they got you putting more quarters in there. I'm like, oh no, I chose the wrong thing. You have failed. But it was a big deal because it was different from everything else. All that nice shiny animation. Okay. A lot faster when it's less buildings, ain't it? Oh no! Ew! Yucky! Hopefully you didn't get sick. It was, I don't know, I feel like if it was spoiled, I would just kind of stop eating it. Ugh. 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 Yucky. I know we did 24-hour backpack. Ew, slimy. Ew. Ah! Oh, that's a visceral image. I already don't really like meat on my lunch sandwiches. I'm just a PB&J person. But slimy. Ew. Woohoo. No, thank you. Well, I guess the problem is if you don't have anything else, it's like, well, I guess I'll eat this slimy sandwich. Ugh. Yeah, we didn't get lunch from the school very often. When we did, it wasn't very good. I have no clue if they ever changed the menu or whatever to make it better, but at least when I was in school it was fairly bleh. Group chat is still popping off. I'll check it out later. Good grief, but the other day I was like sitting here working on stuff and it's just like raining outside. It's cold and dreary, you know, Vancouver. And my brother and his husband are like, here's pictures of us in Hawaii. We have this beautiful blue sky and ocean view from our hotel. And I'm like, I'm happy for you, but also, I wish that were me. Much faster to do this. Okay. It's the stables. It looks like we'll probably be able to finish this page today, so that's good. Yeah, good grief, the other one just took a long time. I'll probably have to do that again. I really need to check through these and see if I can reuse a version that's, like, I don't know, different but reusable if I make it a little bit larger kind of thing. Whatever I can do to not have to do all those things again, because good grief, they take a while. once these backgrounds at least have lines, I can add characters to them. Yay! Actually, if I'm reusing some of them, then probably we'll need to just color them first, or quote-unquote color, shade them first. So I can just copy that and save even more time. Huh, interesting. Oh man. Oh, that sucks. You had to eat the spoiled turkey. Themed lines. Like the kind of like stuff you'd get at college. Like, here, do you want some, you know, Tex-Mex today? You got Chinese? Good old-fashioned burger? It also super sucks if, like, you can see that you have better options, but you have to choose the crappy option because that's what you planned for. Bleh. It do be like that sometimes. I'm gonna have to draw horses here and hope they don't end up looking like My Little Ponies because I drew those for like 5 million years. Now, can't help the pony just comes back sometimes. Brain's like, what's this? You wanted to draw a horse? You mean like a little nubby, cute pastel horse, right? That's what you mean, right? I'm like, no, I mean a horse. I got you. It's a cute, nubby, pastel, cat-faced horse. Ah. Okay. Elfie's you still up there? Yes, you are. Because you're a good girl. She tried to poop on my favorite pillow yesterday, but luckily I stopped her in time. Because that would have been sad. Like, I see this pillow you use a lot. Well, I'm going to use it too for my own purposes. My nefarious lizard purposes. Pinch at the spot. I keep wondering if I should get another adjustable desk. Like I have this IKEA desk, and to try and compensate for that fact, I've like overloaded my chair with pillows to sit upon, or blankets to sit upon, and the tablet with like a bunch of books stacked under it. Try and make it flatter. Nope, it's about time for me to stop and do a little stretch. I'm trying to make sure I do these properly. I will go ahead and start doing that. Whew. Yeah, it does look like we'll finish the first page at least, so that's good. Baby. Alright, stretchy time. First this one. I'm supposed to hold these for like a minute, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it proper, but hopefully I'm getting pretty close. quite a bit of weightlifting too. Trying to get better at that. Alright, I'm gonna run an ad while I do the rest of my stretches. Here we go. Alrighty, I am back to it. Oh, alright, have fun exercising, and thank you so much for coming to the stream. I appreciate you being here. Hope you have a good time with yours. Your exercises, anyway. That's what I was just doing. Alright, let's see. We'll see how far we get. Man, so from a friend I got some tricks, because I haven't had that in a while. And on the box it says, turns a mystery color. So I'm like, okay, what is the mystery color? And I pour myself a bowl, and the tricks looks decidedly more green than usual. Like they changed all the colors to be more green. And I'm like, huh, I wonder what the mystery color is. Only, it didn't work. My milk didn't turn green. And I'm like, is this because it's oat milk? Like, does it not work on oat milk? I don't know. I don't know how those dye the milk green things work, but you'd figure it would work on oat milk, but it doesn't really get much more green. Maybe you have to let it soak longer or something. I don't know. Anyways, turns a mystery color. Turns out the mystery was no color. And here I thought it would be green. Yeah, this whole part's 9 pages long. We're still on the first page because of that dang thing that took so long to get through. And others still ahead. Well, luckily the last page doesn't have that much to do in terms of backgrounds. It's pretty tame. Well, not tame, but not as much drawing. I hope all this extra work pays off, because since the ending is like 20 parts long, and I'll probably have these split up by like a day in between whenever I do finally post the ending. And great, it's going to be like over a month of updates. That's ridiculous. But that does mean there's a long way to go on them. Thank you for your contribution, crickets. Chirping away their critiques. Alfie's like, I can deal with that problem. If you give them to me, I'll make sure they don't chirp anymore. Because I will eat them. She's been way more excited about crickets lately, so when I pull out like one of the Tupperware tubs I give them in, she's learned to recognize, oh, that thing with the purple lid means crickets. So she'll see me pull that out and she'll get really excited and like follow the tub closely. But then I take off the lid and I think she still associates purple with crickets are coming. So then she'll like follow where the lid is going and it's like, wait, the lid, the purple. That means crickets. Where are they? I'm like, they're here in the tub. And she's like, oh, there they are. Bites the edge of the tub. That's not where they are. They have silly eyesight sometimes. What I do wish that Storyboard Pro had is like some kind of French curve thing. That would be really useful. Like Sketchbook Pro used to have. Alfie's one purple. Leonardo DiCaprio pointing me in. Exactly. She's like, purple means crickets. Purple round equal bug. We got the stables done. On to the last one. Whew. We will get through this page one way or another. With all the work this is going to require, I hope people like the ending of Eldritchrune. This is my punishment for paper trail sending. Big, long, complicated one. As long as the rest of the story itself. I did this to myself. No one to blame but me. But if people enjoy it, then that's all good. Yeah, my goal with the ending stuff is just to finish it at some point before we get the last chapters of Deltarune. Because after we get all of Deltarune, I would like to focus on a different, more canon-based project. This is pretty far off the canon track. And if this is done before we get the canon ending, then we won't have to worry about those doubling up. So I guess it kind of depends on how Toby's going to be doing chapters 5, 6, and 7. Like, I don't know if he's releasing 5 separately on its own, or if we're getting 5, 6, and 7 together, or if there's something else going on with that. I kind of wish we knew. Because before it made sense of, like, okay, we'll get 3, 4, and 5 together, and then 6 and 7 together, but now it's kind of like, okay, we're getting 3 and 4 together, but what about the final 3? I don't know. No, I don't think he ever said that there would only be 5 chapters. We knew as soon as chapter 2 came out that there would be 7, because there was slots for 7. No. This is just like Deltarune's progress. Getting teeth kicked in by Saroba. I know. Wow. We don't know why there's 7 chapters, but there are. Although some people think there might be more. I don't know how exactly that'll work. Although I would not be surprised if something we have to do is play through the 7 chapters and then go back and replay them again with other stuff, because we've already kind of gotten a hint of that with, oh, you can't get the next secret boss without the Shadow Mantle. Where is it? I don't know. Where did you see this list? Because I have only ever seen 7. I don't know if Toby ever specified how many it would be after chapter 1. I mean, maybe we did think 5 at some point, but all I ever remember is 7. But yeah, if we ever think like, oh, you need this Shadow Mantle in order to beat this boss, but we don't have it. What if you can't do that unless you play again? New Game Plus. Which is its own game tropes. Very different from how Undertale works. Which is like, hey, you played it, don't play again, because you should leave these people. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere too, but will it turn up before we finish chapter 3 is the question. Oh yeah. Clackety, 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 clackety. Probably should put my keyboard in a more advantageous place. Blah. It's me making keyboard noises. It's also because the mic is kind of close to the keyboard. My setup is probably not super ideal extreme streamer setup, but I make do with what I got. When birds imitate crying baby sounds, I must imitate the sound of my crying keyboard. I always find it interesting those birds that are so good at imitation, like they've seen like these rainforest birds that do mimicry, mimicking things like camera shutters and chainsaws, which is weird and sad and funny. Well, yeah, that's what we originally thought too, is that there's going to be... Well, actually, what I think was originally said was that Chapter 1 was going to come out, and then all the remaining chapters were going to come out together. And we didn't know when that was going to be, but he was saying that we would get all the remaining chapters at some point together. But, after, I think it was like 2021, he's like, hey, people are having a hard time, so I'm going to release Chapter 2 for free. Yeah, it wasn't shown in-game until we got Chapter 2. Then we got the Chapter Select screen. Until that, all we knew was it'll be continued in Chapter 2. We were like, what? More game? Holy moly. What a wild time that was when Chapter... basically the survey program first dropped. Oof, I imagine that's probably going to be a tough wait between 5 and 6, the rest of it, 6 and 7. Ugh. I can only imagine the cliffhanger. Ugh, it'll murder us. The murderous cliffhanger. What can be done to stop it? Nothing. Except waiting. I mean, I guess we'll see how that goes. Depends on how Chapter 5 goes. And 4, for that matter. I should make like a bingo card or something for like future chapter predictions. See how I do if I get bingo or not. And I'll have a wild bingo card. I think I started writing one, but I need like 1 or 2 more slots to think about. Like I think that they're gonna find out Chris did the Chapter 3 fountain really soon on. I know I see some people being like, Chris is definitely the knight, and I'm like, I think that's gonna get debunked like pretty quickly. That's my prediction. My prediction is they're gonna find out that Chris made the fountain really early, and maybe the knight will be brought up, and Rousey will just shoot it down and be like, nah, no. Or Susie will ask Chris, and Chris will, whatever answer you give, will pretty much confirm a no. That is, perhaps I am totally wrong, but that is my prediction for that situation. For that situation. Is there a place to do, like, bingo card things? I guess I can just make it myself. Like, I have that power. No one can stop me if I wanted to. I'd have to. Probably some of my stuff has changed anyway. I'd have to go dig up my list of theories and predictions for a bingo card. Well, even though it's a crack theory, I'll put on half human Susie and all that just because I gotta. Part of me wants to do like a theory video on it, because that's what all the cool kids do with their theories. But one, still a crack theory, and two, I don't know if I have the means or the talent to do that. You underestimate my power. My powers of having Photoshop. It's a very powerful power. Even though it costs me dearly in terms of Adobe. A cracked theory? That's just a theory. A game theory. It is a crack theory. I don't expect it to happen. But part of me wants to be put it out there, just to be like, if by some 0.01% chance miracle it did, I can be like, huh, I guessed it. But I am not expecting it to happen. I don't know that there's the evidence for it. It would just be kind of crazy. I'd have to get video editing software and gather all my evidence, of which there is mostly vibes. The best kind of evidence there is. Vibes. And wouldn't that be crazy if? That's how these things work, right? Okay, let's see. We're almost done with this page! Ah! Ah! I'm gonna make weird noises about it. I'm excited to almost be done with this crazy establishing shot page. It's taken me so dang long. The puffy cloud. Tap into the griffin side of Lynx Griffin. Indeed. I always kind of had it as the Lynx was the writing side and the griffin was the drawing side, so I don't know where the video side would fit into that. Okay, yay! Huzzah, I'm gonna save that. I got a whole 1 page done. Good job. We'll see how far we can get on page 2 of 9. But progress is progress is progress. Honestly, I might be doing a lot of backgrounds on stream in the future, just because they need to get done, and they're relatively non-spoilery. Maybe I'll do some spoilery ones later. We'll see. But the backgrounds at least are non-spoilery, and it's nice to kind of breeze through them while talking to people. Because otherwise, they take so long. Especially these complicated ones. A little bit in my finger. Ugh. I wish I could remember how the physiotherapist did the pinch of the muscle in between my thumb and my forefinger. He could always pinch those things really hard. I don't know if I have the power. The power to make muscles go owie. There's another power altogether. I'm glad we got through 1 page. Okay. Gotta check out what's in the group chat eventually. I'm sure it is relevant. 2 things. What I think I will do is once I'm done with this half-hour session, which I think I have another 10 minutes in or so, I'll do my stretch break, and then I will do one more half-hour session. This will be a little bit shorter than my usual long streams, but I am still trying to get back into it, so I gotta take care of my wrist. The fact that I've been doing 2 hours now is pretty good. I will eventually get back to full-time where things feel okay. And that will be a glorious time, because it has been way too long. Trees everywhere. I also, so this is section 2, or part 2 of 20 for the ending, and I've also started roughs for backgrounds in section 3, and that's when stuff starts falling apart, so it's a lot of wreckage to draw. Whee! Also kind of time consuming. Sometimes chaotic stuff is a little bit easier to draw, ironically, because you can just kind of like, whee! Here's rubble everywhere. This. Alright, this is like the lamppost or whatever. Also, how complicated are... Alright, at least the bottom one's not that complicated. But we'll see how long it takes to get through. I hope watching backgrounds is at least a little amusing. I know it's not quite as exciting as character stuff, but it has to get done in order for the characters to thrive. I don't know why I said it like that. I think we should be able to, like, repeat everything in a weird echoey thing. What do you think? Because I think I don't talk. No. Oh yeah, doesn't he put like 50 megaphones in a row and then they like blast through and break something important? Something's still going strong after, what season are we on now? Like 38? I know it's 30 something. I can't remember which 30 it is. We used to watch that as a family quite often. Go figure. And there go your ears, 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 ears. Indeed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that works, right? I'm sure Mythbusters did something with that. Or if you stack a bunch of megaphones together, like the sound amplification can damage stuff. So like, remember that Tumblr post going around like, I'm talking Carl, and the whole pitch with this like this little app that has a character and it repeats what you say back to you but at a higher pitch. So somebody put two talking Carls next to each other and then talked to one, and then they started repeating back to each other at higher and higher pitches until they were just like like this inhuman like static screech because the pitch was too high. E. Pretty much that. It was just like E, but it wasn't even like an E sound. It was just like, I don't think I can say it. It was a machine noise of just like the highest pitch static could go. Just a horrific demon screech. It was pretty bad. Let's see. This one's by the window. Oh, it's almost time for me to take my break again. I'll do a little bit more. Yeah. I definitely want to be on track as much as I can. I don't know why my bit rate's so bad. Like, what's going on with that? Is there something else running in the background that's bad for it? I don't know what that would be. I've not had that problem before. Right? Why are you terrible? That's not nice. On our first day back at doing art streams. Okay. It is time once again for some stretches. I'll do this one with the wrist first. Ugh. I'm feeling it in my hand a bit. So yeah, I can do one more of these, and then we will have to call it a day. That'll be almost 3 hours, so that's a pretty good stream for being back to it. Super stretch. Alfies, you never stretch. And if you do, you like stretch a leg out, and then that's it. Stretch a leg. Do these until they hurt practically. Oof. And I know I'm getting a good stretch if I do that. Okay, I'm gonna run an ad while I do the rest of these stretches. Alrighty. Here we go. Got one more half hour and we'll be done. And I've made pretty good progress. Come on, wrist, you can do it. Yeah. I might have to adjust some of the ad stuff just because, again, for these new stretches I got from my physiotherapist, they involve a lot of stuff with my neck and shoulders, because that's apparently the problem area. And when I'm doing that, I can't really talk. I'm bending my neck in weird ways. It's straining and straining. Yeah, definitely seems like neck and shoulders is the problem area, so I am glad the physiotherapy worked. Just like when I'm drawing, I keep like hunching over. You kind of can't help it. You gotta make conscious efforts to keep spine a little straighter. And I think this is something like everybody does. Like my massage therapist was saying, oh yeah, I was working on some painting thing, and I was like hunched over for 3 hours doing it. I didn't even realize that I was doing that until I got up, and I was like, oh, my back! Like, when you get so focused on something, then you kind of just, get into shrimping mode. Shrimp, position, away! And then you can't get out of it because you're too stuck in whatever it is you're doing. You must remember to frequently unshrimp. Unshrimp your shoulders and your back. Alright, that one I think is done. Oh, I'll get the wood up there. Cast unshrimp. I cast unshrimp your body. Ah, my spine! I need that in real life. I need a wizard to cast unshrimp my body on me while I'm working. Just make that a cantrip and they're just constantly in the background casting unshrimp. And every time they do it, a little shrimp flies out of their wand. Free! There it goes. And just when you think you've been unshrimped, oh no, you're shrimping again. Because you can't help it, you're just leaning in on it. Free! And then you're unshrimped again. That's what unshrimping sounds like. Free! I've decided that's the noise for it. No take backsies. Not that I think anybody would want to. Posture check alert. That works. It's true. The natural inclination is to shrimp up, so for a posture check alert. That's what I should do. I need to do something with the points I have. Now, I know some people who have been here for a while have like a bajillion points and they haven't done anything. I'm not sure what to do with my points, but maybe a posture check, water check. Those would be possibilities. I wonder if there's other things I could do with points, channel points. Like maybe do something to my avatar, like turn it a different color for a bit. That might be neat. I really should do that. I was like, oh, I'll do this kind of thing with points, and I just kind of forgot. Yeah, posture check and water check. And those might be good uses of points. Although changing colors, that could be fun for the avatar. I think I can do that with like a hotkey. Depends on how much the PNG tuber thing can handle. I'd have to look it up again. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna draw this back alley. It just has stuff in it. What is the stuff? Good question. Just, you know, stuff. Like if I could do like a little, but yeah, if I could do like a posture thing and like you click it and little shrimp flies out, I'd like to learn how to do that. Especially if they could make the noise. They're the Posture Posse. That was an MST3K short. All about having good posture. Who will be the king, the queen, the prince, and princess of posture? I need to check out that short again. It's been a long time since I've seen the Posture Posse. That's a really funny one. So many good shorts, so little time. Maybe I'll finally get to doing this stuff over like a winter break or something. I usually end up being so busy. I'm like, I should do this thing. Does not do that thing. Then like over holiday break, I'm like, it's time for me to do what needs to be done by me to defeat the enemies. And then I do like 5 things. And then time mysteriously skips around. And during that, you know, hazy week in between Christmas and New Year, and then all of a sudden it's a new year and you're like, ah! Ooh. But then, I feel like somebody came up with a name for that week, like the no man's land week in between Christmas and New Year's, where time is fake and you just kind of exist in this weird hollow space of like existing. Very weird. Kind of nice. It's nice having a week of existential nothing. Chris is like, I don't know about that. What? We can get 2 pages done today. That would be pretty great. I remember liking the song. This was like a mix between Your Best Nightmare and The World Revolving. Good stuff. Wish they could do more of those mashups. They're fun. Definitely one of my favorite bits about new Undertale Deltarune content, especially a new chapter, is all of a sudden you get like a bunch of really good remixes. And it's like, heck yeah, time to make my already insanely long playlist even longer. Give them to me. Also, I am a Penumbra Phantasm believer. I hope we get Penumbra Phantasm. That would be pretty neat. That would be pretty cool. Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one. I'll have to look that up. Especially since I really like Knock You Down, and I don't see many people remixing that one. Oh, that's nice, yeah. Big nap, big sandwich. Good things to do. It's nice to have a nap and a sandwich. Yeah, please send me the remixes of Knock You Down. That's a good song, and nobody remixes it. Everybody remixes Big Shot, which is also good. Oh, I don't need a lyrical adaptation. I actually, like, for my playlist, I actually prefer without lyrics. So if there's a version without lyrics, that's my preferred one. I know a lot of work does go into lyric stuff. Oh, it's the only one I know. Oh, okay. Yeah, no offense to the lyric stuff. Just it's a bit more distracting to me than just instrumentals. So when I have remix stuff going on, like not all the time, but I generally prefer instrumentals. At least when I'm doing stuff like roughs and stuff like that, I can't put on like video essays or anything. I have to like listen to somebody talk. Usually I just need music, so I have to think. Yeah, I feel like I listened to Undertale the musical once a really long time ago, and it was good. I don't really revisit it. For some people, that's super cool, and I'm glad it exists. Just a little less high on the priority list for me. Because yeah, again, usually if I'm listening to music, it's because I'm trying to work on something. So unless it's already a song that I know really well and I don't have to pay attention to the lyrics at all, instrumental stuff makes it a little easier to work. I think a lot of people liked Undertale the musical. Well, I think it was pretty popular. Yay! This one is like basically silhouettes, so easy peasies. Easy peasies. We'll be done with page 2 in no time. I feel like if you're going to make a fan game of the musical, you should just make it a rhythm game. Because then you have the music as the centerpiece of it. No. Susie is so good. I can't wait to see what she does in chapters 3 and 4, please. I want to see her be cool and have to deal with her problems, of which she has many. And then also suddenly have to deal with Chris's problems, because they have many. Maybe, I don't know. I do like me some rhythm games, though. Like, I played a bunch of theater rhythms, I played all of Elite Beat Agents, I used to love DDR. I actually got through, like, all the hard modes for Elite Beat Agents, too. I don't know how I did that, because some of those I probably pushed my DS too hard doing the spinny things. Oh, yeah, theater rhythms for Final Fantasy. Not like, it's not like, you know, rhythm games of musical theater. It's the Final Fantasy rhythm game is called Theater Rhythm. And in that one, it's basically a rhythm game with all kinds of Final Fantasy tracks. It's very nice. I like it. It uses like the kind of like chibi versions of the characters. But that is all Final Fantasy plus some peripherals. Like I think there were some Kingdom Hearts songs for DLC and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's Final Fantasy music. You know, there's some stuff that, you know, some bangers like Battle on the Big Bridge and stuff like that, you know you gotta do theater games for. Yeah, I don't know if any of the fan games are doing this, but I mentioned this in a Tumblr post once. I think it would be really cool if, instead of like, you know, doing a bullet hell RPG, turn-based RPG like Undertale does, if any of these fan games that do the other Souls trying to deconstructions of other genres. Like you could have the Green Soul do a cooking game. How would you deconstruct a cooking game? kind of stuff, because we know the green soul did cooking. Or for purple soul, you could do a visual novel where you write stuff down. And I guess Doki Doki Literature Club kind of already, did a deconstruction of that. But, you could take that in other directions too than the horror one. I just think that would be neat. Like, I love Undertale, but not everything has to try and do the same thing Undertale did. I mean, look at, as weird and wild as it is, look at Kissy Cutie. That certainly is a standout. Or let's see what else. I would say, like, do a shooting game for the Yellow Soul, but we already have Undertale Yellow, and that kind of does some shooting stuff, but not exactly. I don't know if you can really top Undertale Yellow in that. There's just so much work went into that. Let's see. For Dark Blue, you could do a, Dark Blue you could do as a rhythm game. Because the ballet shoe dance. So you could do a rhythm game for the Dark Blue one. Yeah, you could, there's so many cool ways that you could, subvert genres. Oh, welcome back. I'm going to stop in about 20 minutes or so, but we're just getting along where we can. So yeah, the Blue Soul could do, Underdance. A rhythm game, dance game. Orange, you could have like a fighting game, which feels like it'd be a little, I don't know how you would quite do that, because, human is very overpowered against monsters, but some kind of sparring thing. Patience is an idle game. I feel like Patience would be either a stealth game or just make it a walking sim or something. Because I feel like the thing with Teal, with Patience, is that it's, stay still to avoid being hurt. So I feel like, I guess, a stealth game would work for that. Basically, don't be noticed. 3D one, but yeah, even a walking sim could be an interesting thing you could subvert. Aww. Everybody loves a good kart racer. Kart racing's fun. But yeah, I'm like, okay, how would you subvert the walking sim? I guess Stanley Parable kind of does that, but I feel like Stanley Parable does versions of more than just walking sims. Yeah. Cyber City, that'd be a fun racing track. Scarlet Forest, all track ideas. I don't know. I just think that would be cool. I'm no game designer, clearly. I tried to start one, did not get far. At all. But we have seen our fair share of, bullet hell RPGs. It would be cool to see subversions of other genres using the Undertale characters. I think that would be a really cool thing. And be really creative. But I also, we know what goes into, Undertale and Deltarune's code. If you're already a fan, you're looking into it with Game Maker and stuff. I feel like if you were trying to do a different genre entirely, like cooking or stealth or whatever, you'd have to, kind of do your engine stuff from the ground up, and that is a lot more work. Or maybe use a different engine from Game Maker. I'm not sure how good Game Maker would be for, stealth. Huh. I'm not sure how that would work, though. How would being more completionist make the journey faster? Because usually the whole thing with completionism is that it kind of adds to your time. That would be a cool way if you could subvert that, but I don't know how you would do that. You die. I guess it is true that, that's another thing I think is probably why, yellow works well is because yellow is like the last soul you go through. So the deal of it is that in terms of, you know, if the human children drop their weapons, you know, not that far from where you find them, Teal does not get Teal doesn't even get out of the ruins. Patience is just not even out of the ruins. That's where their stuff is. So you'd have to really find a way to make that different. Orange doesn't get out of Snowden, all that kind of stuff. I do think that's why you could do that genre subversion stuff. It's like, okay, if you're not expecting a full RPG, but you do, you know, say a fighting game, you could still get a lot out of just, you know, Ruins and Snowden. Comment on walking sims are supposed to be stress-free, timeless journeys allowing people to do everything. And really, we're all on the clock and can't wait around forever. There's something you can do there with patience, yeah. One more patience does the most early game stuff they can in Dying Ruins. I don't know. That's a tough nut to crack. Like, I feel like if you could figure that out, that'd be something really cool and interesting. Like, basing off the patience thing and using that in terms of the game mode, or the game genre. But I can't quite wrap my head around it. I guess it would help if I played more walking sims or stealth games. That's always the problem. Don't you love when you come up with an idea and you're like, I can't execute on this idea. 3D is hard. That's true. It is very many steps to make something look like, even, I guess you could try and do like really low poly 3D, like those what were those games like, what was it? I'm Scared, those old like pixel horror games that were in 3D, but they were like really, really low poly, about as low as you could go. So that would make like modeling and texturing a little easier. I don't know how easy it would be to like do rigs and stuff like that, because I know that part's taking a while, but I don't know if that game engine still exists. Like, I know a certain game engine did a bunch of like those 3D pixel horror games where it's 3D but it's very bare bones. Well, I guess that's another part of the problem, is because a lot of the idea with walking simulators make it in Godot. That makes sense, yeah. Because I guess a lot of the thing with walking simulators is that because what you're doing is absorbing the scenery, it's supposed to look nice. It is not supposed to be very low poly. You're supposed to be putting all the effort into like the environment, because that's what you're spending all your time in. So I don't know if you could get out of doing, you know, doing stuff, because if all your work is going into just walking around the environment, you gotta have a nice environment at least, or at least an interesting one. Just like I'm trying to do now. Hopefully this environment is at least appropriate and interesting. I will be drawing it a lot from now until, I don't know, probably years from now, knowing how long this will take. Spyro? I mean, that is doable. People have been making, like, I guess that kind of, like, N64, PS1. Like, people can make a PS1 style 3D games nowadays. Where, you know, it is 3D, but it's still pretty low poly. Those do exist. I don't know how big or complicated those games are. Usually I feel like the ones that do like N64, PS1 era kind of stuff, those games are usually on the shorter end, it feels like. They're just nice short experiences. Like, Crow Country. I've heard Crow Country is really good. I kind of want to give it a try, although that's a horror game. But that's like that PS1 era kind of aesthetic. The Sony PlayStation can produce mind-blowing effects. Here's 2 skeletons. Oh, you've heard mixed reviews on Crow Country? Oh, it's good. I had a friend who was like really enthusiastic about it. That's why I was interested in it. I should try Mystery Dungeon sometime too. I've never played a Mystery Dungeon game. And those sound interesting as well. Some good music too. Peak gaming graphics was GameCube Wii. I definitely like GameCube. That was what we had. We did have an N64, and then later we got a GameCube and played Melee on that, and that was really good. Yeah, I've heard Explorers of Time is really, really good. Was it Explorers of Sky? I think it was Explorers of Time. I've just heard it was good. I have only played basically either regular Pokemon games or like free-to-play ones like Pokemon Shuffle and Pokemon Picross. And then the one I still play more than anything else is Pokemon Go, because it makes me go outside and walk and get exercise a lot. So I'm still playing it, doing all them events and stuff. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this event. Time to go for a walk, an hour in the park. Oh no, I gotta exercise. How bad for me. Okay. There's Time and Darkness, and Sky is the platinum equivalent. Okay. I didn't realize they worked that way. Yeah, it's great at getting me to exercise. Literally like, oh, I have an event. I gotta catch all these shinies. I'm gonna go walk for like an hour and a half. Whereas otherwise I would not be able to motivate myself to do that. So, legit thank you, Pokemon Go, for making me go outside. I should really like get on a Discord or something and find other people who play in my area so I can like meet up with them and stuff like that, because I know a ton of people around here play. I just don't hang out with them at all. I probably have neighbors that do it and I just never met them. Yeah, that's my problem. I can do like everything except trading. I friend like a ton of people, and all of them like live super far away, so whenever I get to like level 49, level 50, I'm not going to be able to do the lucky trades because all the people I know I have lucky status with are like in another country. So I'm like, please let us do remote trading, Niantic. Please. I literally have like 50 people I can do lucky trades with, and none of them are nearby. Lynx World Tour. Just me going to somebody's random house in Ohio. I need a lucky trade with you. Please, I'll never get to level 50 unless we trade a bajillion times. I have some decent stuff to trade too. Like I have a couple of Pokemon that like, weren't for community days, but I have a bunch of shinies for them for some reason. I've just collected a lot of shinies. Like, I have a lot of shiny Skarmory, and Bronzor, and, Poochyena. I have multiples of, oh yeah, also multiple shiny Dittos. I have a lot of shiny Dittos. So I will happily trade those with people for other shinies I don't have. But, I play by myself, so I don't know anybody. I need to get off my duff and meet people in my neighborhood who play this game. I like shiny Poochyena, okay? He's gold. He's like a gold color. Could have been worse. I really don't like shinies when they're like, there's barely any color change. Like, poor Garchomp. Good grief. What I'm really happy with, Yeah, just tint one solid color. That's not very fun. But what I'm happy with is I've gotten 2 shinies that I like. I like it when you have like a Pokemon that's mostly white and their variant is like black to kind of switch that up. So I've gotten a shiny Wooloo, which is a black sheep, and oh good grief, the poodle one. Good grief, another bot? Get out of here. You stupid bots. Be gone. Alright, get out of here. Your breath stank! Ugh. And, I'm forgetting the poodle one. What's the name of the poodle Pokemon? I should know this. Why have I suddenly forgotten the name of the poodle Pokemon? No, it's not Dashbound. That's the, I don't think that's out yet. That's the, one that looks like a bread. That's the bread dog. This just looks like a straight up, like, fancy poodle. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't believe I forgot the name. Like, you can design their look differently. You can give them, like, different fur styles. Yeah, there's a lot of rewards for those guys, but I finally got it, because those are mostly white, I finally got a shiny one, and the shiny ones are black, which I like. Black poodle. It's driving me nuts that I can't remember the name of the poodle. Why can't I remember that? I'm gonna look this up and be like, why did I forget that name? Furfrou, that's it. Yes, it's Furfrou. That's correct. Thank you. It's Furfrou. I think it's Furfrou. I think it's the first one. Yeah, first try, you got it. Thank you, that's what it was. It was Furfrou. You got a shiny Furfrou. And recently there have been Shelmet in my park that I've been going at, so I got a shiny Shelmet. I'll have to see if I can get the evolution of that. Yeah, I like those fan-made Pokemon variations, like the breeding styles. I think those are neat. Yeah, the half-breeds. I know somebody did one for a Girafarig recently. I hope we get Farigiraf soon as an evolution, because I love Farigiraf. That's such a great design. And I think this is about my stopping point. We got into page 3 with the well. Fakemons are great. I love the creativity for that. Oh, yay! We got 2 pages of this done, including the first page, which was a total nightmare of stuff. But we got through it. So I made pretty good progress. This was almost a 3-hour stream. Not bad for my first time back at doing this. Yay! Yeah, I mean, Canon's already doing like regional Pokemon. We got, 3 regional Meowths at this point. Regional Diglets, even though they're apparently different. The Tentacruel or Toad School kind of thing. All kinds of cool ideas. But yeah, I'm really happy that I was able to get through some backgrounds here with you in the chat. I really miss doing this. And I was like, oh, should I do an art stream again? It's been a while. And I'm like, oh, I like this. I like chatting with people while I draw. Even if it's on silly backgrounds and stuff, it's just really nice. So I appreciate you all being here. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. Hopefully I'll be able to do another art one next week. Again, this next month, October, is going to be pretty busy for me, so we'll see if I can fit art streams in here and there. But if I can keep taking care of my wrist and my stretches and all that, then yeah, I'll hopefully do another one of these soon, and we'll probably do some more backgrounds, honestly. Yes. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for being subscribed if you are. I really appreciate it. Should be some more Disco Elysium on Friday. Yes, healing energy. I'm working hard, doing my stretches, doing my work to try and get better. I'm close. Just gotta take care of it. But yeah, thanks a bunch, you guys, and I will see you all next time. Hope you have a great evening. I'll see you all later. Alrighty. Bye-bye.